I do like a gratitude list each morning.
Nice.
And sometimes it'll be just like, I'm grateful I have feet. I can use my legs, you know? It's whenever I start going into body parts, it's kind of a bleak day. I'm not feeling grateful. I'm grateful for my thumbs, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's true, you know? But I feel like for me, that's always going to be there. Like, I'm always going to open Instagram and see someone who, I just sold out 22 shows. And I'm like, oh God, you know, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's something I got to stay into because I know how I am. I get ungrateful really fast.
Tell us about a moment where you wish you would have said something and you didn't. There's nothing better than this. Say what you mean. 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 Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Aida Rodriguez, and welcome to another episode of Say What You Mean, where people come by to talk about those moments where they wish they would have spoken up and didn't. I start every episode with my own Say What You Mean, and I just want to talk about a doctor again. I went to a doctor to see a podiatrist to see about a cut that I had on my foot, and he refused to touch me. He was trying to diagnose me without touching me. And I just wanted to just say, like, don't be a doctor, bro, or just put whites only on the door so that you can just touch white feet, because obviously you didn't want to touch mine, and I still don't know what's wrong with me. And so I didn't say anything. And then when I went back and I told my primary doctor said, you should have said something because that's unacceptable behavior. And he said something, but I wish I would have said something for myself. So speak up to your healthcare providers. They're getting paid for taking care of you, and they should be doing it to the best of their ability. All right, moving on to the episode. My next guest is a comedian, an actor. We went to, what's the city in Texas we went together? Bart's Comedy. That was a long time ago.
Oh, El Paso?
El Paso together.
Wow.
We went to El Paso together.
Yeah.
Where I got banned from the club because I wasn't a Republican. That's a real story. But you can see him on one of my favorite shows, Ghost, which is on CBS. He's in Kevin Saves the World, but he's also in One of Them Days. And I love to watch him perform because every time Dustin Ybarra performs, the audience always has a good time. And it's just fun to watch. It's really fun to watch.
God, you killed it on my last name there. I can't even say it that well. You're like Ybarra, and I'm like Ybarra, because I was raised by like a white mom, so she was always like, your name's Dustin Ybarra, stuff like that. And then people were like, no, it's pronounced Ybarra.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty aggressive right there. Ybarra.
That's what Frankie was on the show, and he was talking about his last name having the ñ, and his name is Quiñones.
Yes.
But people call him Quinono sometimes.
No. That sounds like a puppy.
So we always have to deal with how they say our names.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just give up. Like,
I give up completely. Because like after a show, especially, because I'll be like, they'll be like, I want to follow you on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, Dustin Ybarra. And then they'll be like, huh? I'm like, it's Ybarra.
Yeah.
Like, I always switch it to Ybarra, depending on like who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
I should have just gotten like Dustin Y Comedy or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So you grew up with a white mother, but you have a Latino dad.
Yes.
And you grew up with your mom.
I did, yeah. Grew up with my mom, a couple of stepdads. They were Mexican dudes. And yeah, I was, I grew up in San Antonio, very Mexican town. And just Texas is pretty much like, there's tons of Mexicans,
Yeah.
So the culture was always around me. That's something I was never isolated from.
No. When I first saw you, you were doing Refried Fridays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When I first came into comedy, you were one of the Latino comedians that people would say these are the Latino.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
But your comedy has always been very broad. It's not.
I try to be myself and stuff. Cause I just try to be myself, which I love, by the way, Refried Fridays. I love how comedy shows, like, that's one of the first things I learned is like, oh, okay, we're kind of like racist here. You know? Like every night has a theme. It's beans and rice night at the Improv.
It was very segregated.
Yeah.
Remember they had a show called Jufro. It was like Jew Fro Comedy Night. It was something like that, which I was like, what is this?
Oh, that sounds hilarious.
And then they had chocolate Sundays. They have
chocolate
Mondays.
Sundays, Fat Tuesdays. Fat Tuesdays. I bombed. They had one in Addison, and it was like I was like 17 at the time. I went up, I bombed.
Did you?
So one of those crowds that like boo you off stage. I remember I went to my car and I cried. It was my buddy was the MC, Joe Fox, and
Joe.
Yeah, Joe. And he was like, "Come on, guys, don't do him like that." And they started booing him, and he was like, "Oh."
It's so funny that when I was doing the comedy union one night and somebody discovered that I wasn't black and they said it out loud. They were like, "You ain't even black." And I remember my whole set just went down from there. And I remember going to Russell Peters' house and he DJ'd for me to try to bring my spirits up. He was like, "Oh, you got booed at the union?" He was like, "Come on, I'll play some Duran Duran for you." And then he just... But so you got booed, and was that the first time you ever got booed?
Yeah, that was the first time I got booed.
Have you ever been booed since?
One time in Atlanta, I got
that
booed.
tracks.
It was a nice boo though. It wasn't an aggressive boo. It's like, and I probably deserved it. Like my first few jokes didn't hit, and with those crowds, you gotta like come out with the fire, else it's. You know, it wasn't. I just remember it was like a funny boo, like boo, boo, and everyone was having a good time. And I'm like, I'm being booed.
You know what? When I started doing stand up, and I was so afraid of getting booed, and a comedian was like, "Booing is not the worst thing you can get. Apathy is. If they're like checking out their phones, it's dead silence. They're not looking at you." They can't. They're just waiting for you to get off stage, and
that's tough.
Because boo is emotion. They're disagreeing.
They're into the show still, you know. But if it's like they're like checked out, especially if it's like a sober checkout, they're not even like drunk. They're just like, I'm just like, oh, what? Yeah.
When is she gonna be gone?
Yeah.
What's the favorite thing for you about doing stand up?
I just love it. I love that I haven't had to have like a real job, kind of. And I love the instant gratification of it. People always ask me like acting versus stand-up. And acting, it's like you do something and then you got to wait forever just for it to come out. And stand-up, it's like that night, you're like, bam. And it's so accessible, you know? You can just like, I want to perform tonight.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in Dallas and I was wanting to, because I wanted to like be an actor and I was in high school. And I auditioned for something and I didn't get it. And then it's like, well, what do I do now? You know, you still have that performance bug. Like, I want to get on stage or something. And then I was like, oh, stand-up comedy. Let's do that, you know? And go up anywhere. How
much fun do you have writing your jokes?
I have a lot of fun. Yeah. I do. I've been writing it more lately. I look at it like trying to like solve a puzzle.
I can tell you've been writing more lately because I've been watching you perform and I was like, he's on fire.
I got into like a little ritual kind of that I got now of just morning writing. And I'm one of those guys, I can't really go up and sometimes I can go up and let it flow, but I'm more like technical. I'll write the whole entire joke out. And then I'll put it into like a section that I kind of talk about that already, you know, and like try to do these little chunks. And I got this whole like Google Doc that I've had for like a couple of years. And over the past year, I kind of like really got into it. Yeah. Especially because you ever do a joke and you're like, while you're on stage, you're thinking like, I've been doing this joke for 8 years. And it's just like, ooh, that's tough right there. What have I been doing, man?
Yeah. Well, you know, I what I've noticed is the go-tos, like when you feel like it's taking a left, and then you're like, I'll do the joke about slavery. Like, I know it's going to get a laugh, but what I've been doing is like standing in the awkwardness and the silence. Now I have the confidence to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think there's something to that because it builds resilience. Yeah. Because I'll freak out and stuff when it's sense. Like, I'll have my go-to jokes. Like, I can always... And it's a joke I've been doing forever. As soon as like I start like feeling the set going bad, I'll be like, I used to work at Long John Silver's and I'll do like a Long John Silver's bit. And it's like my go-to like safe joke. Yeah. You know? And then if it bombs, then I'm screwed. Yeah. Then I don't
start feeling hot on the inside when you're bombing. That's the worst.
I was a sweater big time. Yeah. I don't really sweat too much on stage anymore. But in the beginning, I remember thinking like, I'm never going to be able to headline because I can't be on stage for 45 minutes. I will have sweated through everything.
Yeah. It used to feel like, I remember when 5 minutes felt like forever.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You know, Have you ever left a set and felt bad for what you said on stage?
Felt bad for what I said on stage? Maybe. Yeah, I did recently, actually, too. Because my mom came out to see me, which she never really sees me. But I went dirty and I didn't really have to, you know? And my mom was like super religious. And I said like pussy and stuff on stage. And I was like, and I could see her in the back not laughing. And I just kind of went back to that like, oh, shame. You know? I felt bad about that. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I was thinking on stage and I said, I'm going to do it. And I talked about how my mom used to beat me. And I was like, I thought she was going to feel bad. And she stood up and bowed. And the audience just clapped for her in Miami. And I was like,
give that woman an award.
They all crazy.
That's wild.
Because I was like, she used to brutally beat us. And my mom was like, you're welcome. Like, and they were just like, and I said, this is why I'm up on this stage right now.
Yeah.
Because I come from that brand of crazy.
Ooh, yeah.
You know?
I never got the beatings too much. I remember my mom, she was like really big, you know? So I would just run from her and it kind of became a game, you know? But then she would catch me at some point and then boom, and there goes the belt.
So you got hit with the belt.
Oh yeah, I got the belt.
Yeah,
I got the
me
belt.
too. I hate the belt.
I hate the belt. Because like, I feel like you have to have that belt though, because a hand is a little more personal. It's like, oh, what do you slap my ass? It's kind of weird. You know? Bringing a belt, you know?
Do you remember a time where you wish you would have said something and you didn't?
I do. And this is kind of deep.
Okay.
This is a little bit deep.
I love
it was like, okay, so when I was like probably like 12 years old, I contacted my father and I had one conversation with him. And I was like, this is pretty cool. And I had another conversation. I called the house again and his wife answered the phone. I was like, if you ever want to talk to your dad again, you need to get a lawyer. She told that to me, and I was like a little kid. And I should have said something, but I didn't. And, you know, he was out of my life for all of it, you know. But I remember thinking that, like, he's kind of, like, popped back into my life. Not him, but the other side of the family has. And they all live in San Antonio still. And I've got, like, a sister and brother. But it's, like, one of those things now as an adult, you're, like, you kind of like made it this far without that. And I'm not one of those like opposed to getting to know them or anything or my dad, but I'm not also like, oh, be in my life, you know, like, cause he's out of the opportunity too. He knows my phone number. He hasn't called me and that's a little shitty, you know?
So what would you say if you could give that little kid words to say to that woman what needed to be said? What would you say?
God, what would I say? I would tell her, hey, I'm just a little kid. Let me talk to my dad. You mean bitch. No. I don't know if that would have helped the situation. But.
I mean, but we want to stand up for you. But you know, it doesn't matter what it meant to her. It matters what it means to you, right? Because words are going to land the way they land, but just being able to get that off your chest.
Yeah, you know, it was one because I was a very scared kid, you know, and still in life today, I still have like fear creep in. I can deal with it a lot better, but you know, when you're a kid and you don't really know, you just I was just very like, I wasn't one of those loud kids, you know, I was just very quiet.
Yeah. I think that the last time I saw you perform and you like crushed, what I realized was that you were so vulnerable that the audience was with you. Like there was a vulnerability in your stand-up that made people feel like, it's okay.
Oh, thanks.
And I think that that's kind of cool when you see men. Because like sometimes we see these male comics and they're just so like, this is how it is. And women and this.
Yeah, it's weird. I felt like it wasn't really always like that. But then like the alpha male comedy really, I don't know, it took over and stuff. Like the tough, like, yeah, I'm a guy, you know.
Yeah. You know? Are you really though? Like why?
Because I've like seen it and stuff.
Yeah,
comics that are comics with the I don't know, where they're on steroids and all those like HGH things and like. Then you look back and like what comedy used to be. You had like the Stephen Wrights and the Mitch Hedbergs, and comic was just like some dude, you know.
Yeah, quirky and accessible and vulnerable. Do you consider yourself an alpha male?
Oh, probably not. I want to, but I don't know. Maybe it depends in certain situations.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Probably not. I don't know. I don't like saying that I'm not an alpha male. I don't like putting that on tape. You know, I feel like I don't like that. So
it's fun.
I'll pretend to be until
but
I
you know what's
be.
funny is that what is that now? Like, I think most people would most men that I know would say would step in if they saw me in danger, or you know what I mean. But I don't know that they have to define. Like, there's this whole.
Oh, for me, and okay, I guess we have different, because mine is like just that dude who's kind of got control of the party, dude, you know. And I've never really been that guy. I've always been kind of on the outskirts, saying things here and there, but I don't think I've been the life of the party.
Yeah,
you know.
I don't. I feel like the life of the party is a big responsibility now, especially now. Like,
oh yeah,
it comes with criticism. There's always going to be someone to knock it.
Yes,
and what party? Because everybody is like, well, I disagree with, you know. Everybody is just so polarized at this point. So I don't know what the life of the party is. Only if you talking to people who think exactly like you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you preaching to the choir.
And I felt like I would be because I used to drink, and when I drank, I would become the life of the party, but then if I kept drinking, I would become the death of the party.
Oh, yeah.
So it was very like I don't know. I don't mind just hanging out at the party.
Yeah.
You know?
How long you been sober?
I've been sober like coming up on 3 years now.
Congratulations!
Yeah. Thank you.
That's good. We clap for that.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. Sobriety is great. I want to share this story with you, and then we have people that send us stories. Some of them tell them, and then you tell me if they should have kept it. It's called the should have kept it segment.
Okay.
Or if they should have said it. I recently reconnected with an ex for dinner. When we were together, I ended the relationship abruptly. I felt that I should apologize because we were together for almost 2 years, and I felt like I owed him an apology. He asked me why I broke it off with him, and I had to be honest with him. I told him that I really believed that he was gay. He was very offended. The meal was quiet and awkward until we finally parted ways. Should I have kept that?
Was he gay? Does it say that in there?
No.
She just thought that he was gay, and I wouldn't have said anything.
No.
Yeah, because it's so weird. I know so many feminine dudes, you know, that aren't gay but are feminine, you know, and I don't know, that just feels weird. My little brother's gay, and he was always feminine too, but I feel like saying, like, if I were to say, like, hey, you're gay, that would have been like, ooh, whoa, hang on a second. I don't know. I would have felt weird about that. Would you have said?
I don't think I would.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I have no plans on being with the person. So why? You know what?
I know it is kind of just dropping a bomb, you know, but at the same time, she was being truthful about it. It's like, hey, I thought you were gay, you know?
The alternative is to lie, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. What are you going to say? Oh, that, you know, we weren't into the same, you didn't like Lost and I did or something. Yeah.
It'd be like an episode from Love on the Spectrum.
I got to start watching that show. Everybody's watching it, and I'm missing references. Everybody is like into it. Do you watch it?
I watched an episode of it before. I've watched a couple, but there's a comedian who has a joke that said that the guy asked a girl if she liked an animal, an elephant. And she said no, and then he got up and walked out. He was like, that's it. And that feels like good dating to me, though.
That does. It's
like, let's
no
cut
wasted time. Yeah,
but didn't say goodbye or anything. It was like, I'm out, and just walked out. And I was like, that sounds like healthy dating. That
does sound pretty healthy.
So this segment is called "Say It with Your Chest," and it's a lightning round. I'll ask you some questions, and you just answer honestly. Smash or pass drive-in theaters.
Smash.
Mm-hmm. Would you rather rock or country music?
God, they're both. I love them both.
Do you really?
Yeah, but I don't think I could live without rock. I grew up in Texas, George Strait. Like that was like my. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How old were you when you first bombed?
17.
Yeah, you said it today. Fight or flight? 3 Spirit Airline employees.
3?
Mm-hmm.
3 Spirit Airlines employees. It's flight. I've done. I'm in the Spirit Savers Club. I'm ashamed to say I joined it. I fly them frequently.
Well, don't be ashamed to say, because they might have those metal trays in front of the seats. But they have one of the best flying records of all airlines.
They do. And I upgraded to the big comfy seat in the front too.
Oh, did
so that
you?
makes you feel like you're like, like a little bit better. Not like, it's like we're all on Spirit, but it's like, hey, I got the big seat, guys.
Yeah,
Come on.
you're big time on that.
Yeah,
But
I get free chips.
But is it $9? What I hate about Spirit is that you're under the belief that it's going to be inexpensive. And then you're paying for every single thing. Like you stretch your legs out, $8. It's like it's always this stuff. And
the plane goes down, the oxygen mask comes out, but it's got a credit card thing. Okay.
If you had an opportunity to say one thing to your favorite teacher, what would it be?
Oh, thanks for just being nice and encouraging.
Do you remember that teacher's name?
I do remember that teacher. I had two favorite teachers. One of them was in high school and my drama teacher, and the other was an elementary school teacher that just said I was a good actor. I was like doing this wider monologue, and they just teachers mean a lot.
Yeah.
Like teachers are like awesome. Just a little bit of encouragement, especially because I had like no self-esteem. So when someone tells you something, I latched onto it. I'm like, oh yes, I can do this.
We have a teacher in the house.
Thank you. Oh, I bet. Oh my God.
They got some new kids. Like the new kids, they're different.
These new kids. Yeah.
I want to ask you, I'd like to have a conversation about comedy with comedians and the state of comedy right now.
Uh-huh.
Like, how do you feel about the world of comedy right now?
I think it's the Wild West right now.
Isn't it?
Anything can happen. Look at us. We're here in the studio right now. It's like there's no the studio heads looking over or anything like that. You just did this thing. It's one of those. Yeah, it's an interesting time because I started whenever I think YouTube had been out a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was before this whole social media thing.
What year did you start?
Like MySpace, 2004.
Oh, yeah, you were big.
Yeah, and it was like one of those, I got a lot of the things pre-social media. Like right now, if I started, I don't think I would have my agent or manager or anything like that because I wouldn't have enough numbers, Yeah. And now they look at the Instagram, they look at the social media, things like that.
Yeah, but you have such a body of work because when I started doing stand-up, you were a big deal. You were like the guy that...
Thanks, yeah. It's been really cool. I've been able to just be a working actor and do stand-up, and I'm really fortunate like that.
You did a movie with Matt Damon.
I did. We bought a zoo, and that was awesome. Yeah. And I remember at the time, like you look back and these moments when you've got heat. Like I never feel it when I got heat, but I look back and I was like, oh man, I was killing it right there. I was getting movies and TV shows.
Yeah, and you still are.
Yeah, not with Matt Damon, but it's still working out pretty good.
I mean, I would argue that right now more people know who Keke Palmer is and SZA than Matt Damon.
You're totally right. And Keke Palmer is awesome too. Yeah, so sweet. And Issa Rae was on set too.
Was she cool?
She was so cool.
Did you watch her episode of Black Mirror?
I did.
What did you think about it?
I liked it.
That lady was great. That was an amazing episode.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, you didn't.
It was good. It was good. You got to check it out.
So, what is the big picture goal for you? Like, if you had your druthers, what would you do? Like, what was it?
My big picture goal, I mean, I try, it's weird. I guess like getting a TV show or something like that I write and star in, or like, because I've thought about this a lot, is like big goals. I there's those huge things like I want to get a TV show, I want to be on this, I want to be on that, a multi-billion-dollar movie or whatever. But I'm like, I feel like none of that will fix. Like if you got something now that's your problem, you're gonna have that problem later.
Yeah.
So I've been really into like the whole gratitude thing.
Yeah.
Like I'll tell myself like, man, if this is the best it gets, it's pretty good. Do comedy, do what I love. I'm not like working with my hands and stuff. My brother's a locksmith. I don't have to have a 9 to 5. I just kind of like I get to go metal detecting on the beach. So yeah, it's pretty good. But I mean, sure, a TV show wouldn't hurt. Being a series regular again wouldn't hurt. Yeah. I like that,
You know what's funny? You're right. And I'm sitting in a seat looking at you like saying, I would like to just be in a movie with Matt Damon or SZA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's all very relative. But I will tell you this, that I with you with what you're saying. Last week I had an MRI. The week before last I had an MRI. And it just blew my mind. I had to fill out these forms. And on the forms, it was like a series of like 18 questions. And they were like, do you have a pacemaker? Are you on dialysis? Like, and I got to say no to all 17 of those questions. And I was like, God forgive me for being so ungrateful and being so, disenchanted about what I don't have.
Yeah.
Because there are people who are taking these MRIs that have to have a metal in their hip. And I had gotten so caught up in like, I want this and I want to do this. Why won't they let me do this? And then when I saw that, I just started crying in there and I was like,
oh man,
somebody in here, there was somebody there that was like on a walker,
yes,
that was on dialysis. And I was like, I felt so guilty for being ungrateful.
No, well, it's weird though, those little moments, like it's because, we've got it pretty good. There's just different layers of it. I do like a gratitude list each morning.
Nice.
And sometimes it'll be just like, I'm grateful I have feet. I can use my legs,
Yes.
It's whenever I start going into body parts, it's kind of a bleak day. I'm not feeling grateful. I'm grateful for my thumbs,
Yeah.
But it's like, it's true, but but I feel like for me, that's always going to be there. Like I'm always going to open Instagram and see someone who I just sold out 22 shows. And I'm like, oh God, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
So it's something I got to stay into because I know how I am. I get ungrateful really fast.
Me too.
Yeah. Just wanting this want.
Yeah. And you know what? But then I see the Olympian guy whose girlfriend is like an Olympian, but he has no legs. Or he didn't grow up. He was born with that not having legs, and he got medals, and he's so positive. He has a beautiful wife, and I was like, that's the inside of him. That's the attitude that's driving the car. And I was like, you need to get I'll get in the mirror. You need to get your together. What's the coolest thing you've ever gotten with a metal detector?
Oh, day before yesterday was awesome. I found a ring, a necklace, and a bracelet. And the necklace was like this Tiffany necklace. I think it's worth like $2,000. It was insane.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You out there like supplementing your income.
I love it. And I'll like live stream it too. So I'll have a chat in there and just be talking to them and stuff. And back to that's another thing about comedy now. Stand up, you got to do like a million different things. Yeah. It's not just like, I'm going to go tell some jokes. It's like, nah, I'm metal detecting for my stand up. Got to build an audience.
That's your series, though.
It is. It's fun too, and I'm like, I get out, I go exercise.
But it's a departure from the craziness of comedy. Sometimes.
It is because you're just by yourself. Hobby. You're on the beach, and you got the ocean. It's cool. I love it.
I gotta find a hobby. I was like,
hobbies are great. Yeah. Hobbies are great that have that are just like not stand up and not career driven, which. I actually kind of, I'm like combining them. That always happens with something. I always look at something that I'm doing. It's like, how can I make money off this?
Yeah.
And say, I love playing foosball. How can I make money? Maybe I should stream it, Yeah.
Did you sell the Tiffany's necklace?
No, I got it. Well, I try to find the owner. Sometimes they're engraved. So I'll put like a little thing on the Nextdoor app.
Oh, that's nice.
But if no one shows up, hey. Pawn shop, I'm coming. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say my girlfriend is gonna have a nice necklace.
God, she gets everything.
She does.
Yes, she's my fiance now.
Oh, fiance, that's right. You got to.
She watches it, so I'm not getting to like. I found a badass ring one time with like diamonds, and she's got it.
Is that her engagement ring?
No. I wish I could have been like, hey, instead of a new ring, maybe we can use that and combine. No. I had to get another ring.
When are you getting married?
We don't have a date yet.
Okay.
I got to get on that. Oh, God, there's a lot to plan.
I mean, how does your mom like your fiance?
They get along.
They do?
My fiance is really quiet.
Oh,
yeah. My mom is very rah, just so.
But she's religious.
Super religious.
Are you religious?
Not really. I pray a lot, but I don't I don't know.
Do you pray to Jesus?
I do. Okay, so I was raised Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
And, I kind of fell out. And now I'm just kind of like, I fell out when I started doing comedy. But then I'm like, I remember praying. I would always say through Jesus' name, amen. So I kept that. And I'll say God. Every now and then, sometimes I'll say Jehovah. Sometimes my whole thing with like God is like whatever this creator, this being is, knows that I'm a simple human, and they're gonna get my message. They're not gonna be like, "Well, you didn't call me that." I'm like, well, come on, dude. There's a lot of information out there.
I never expected this from you. This is refreshing to hear. I grew up religious too, 7-Day Adventist, which is the other group on the other side.
Yeah, pretty hardcore, right?
Yeah.
Hardcore. I couldn't celebrate like birthdays or Christmas, and I always had that resentment in me, you know. And now I'm just like, what? I feel like everything in life happens for like a reason. I know that's kind of a cop out to say, but I don't know. It kind of, if I didn't have that experience, I wouldn't be who I am now, So
yeah, I feel the same way, and I don't eat pork, and I'm thankful for it because I feel like
no. See, I got to eat pork, so I didn't say you got to celebrate Christmas. I got to eat pork.
You got to eat pork chops. Thank you for being here, Dustin. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
This is so fun. I really have enjoyed this one. Like, it really has been cool because I didn't know, I didn't know that you grew up Jehovah's Witness. And, I always feel like a weirdo sometimes because I grew up, like, I couldn't wear earrings, no Saturday cartoons because that was the Sabbath.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So, just to know that somebody else...
Oh yeah, there's a lot of comics like that too. It's surprising, like that you're like, oh, well, you can do that either. No Disney for you because magic.
Yeah, no, it's I always thought about. I have neighbors that were Jehovah's Witnesses. I never thought I could be one because I knew that there would be 144,000 people that were better than me, and I wasn't going to heaven. I was like, I better be in a religion where I got a shot.
Yeah,
I feel like the numbers.
The whole thing of that is like the heaven 144,000. It's like the workers. But you're still gonna get into like a heaven on earth. It's like I don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't been to a meeting in a long time.
Tell them where to find you.
Hey, find me online. Just my name, Dustin Ybarra or Ybarra.
Whatever what you like.
Dustin Diggs is my YouTube. That's my metal detecting.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Dustin.
We got to go out sometime.
I want.
Let's
to
go. That'll be fun.
I get to keep what I find though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, hang on. No, yeah. I'll let you can. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of Say What You Mean. We'll see you next time. We want to invite you to follow us on social media at SWYM Pod on all social media platforms. If you are listening, please hit the subscribe button if you're on Spotify or Apple. If you are watching, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to give us your rating and your review. And we will see you next time on Say What You Mean.